What's up, guys? It's Demented Caliber here, chilling with S13, the Fidget Spinner Beast, S13 Taro, and S13. I don't know what the fuck we call him anymore. Anyways, before I let Taro take over, I do want to point out that Killer is no longer going to be in the videos, as being she is no longer a part of Storm. So, with that being said, I will let my lovely fiance take it over.
Okay, so ooh, let's not smash our face again. Almost just fell off the chair. So basically, what happened is last night, Killer has this habit of being really annoying on purpose. Yeah, I'm sure everyone here can agree with me that she will do things on purpose to be annoying, and she'll talk over people, and she just gets really loud. Don't you dare! What are you doing, Beast? Looks like you're about to lick it.
That only works if you have a tongue ring.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Anyway, she just does stuff like that all the time. She's been removed from the group chat for it before. She's been kicked from the calls more than a handful of times just for being like blatantly annoying and talking over people and doing the same thing over and over again. And like I get it, she's a kid, but like when we're all trying to have a serious conversation, it's hard to do that while someone keeps talking over you. Right?
Right.
Is that just me again? Anyone else
No,
notice that?
I've gotten that as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sweet, awesome, cool. Um, So she was removed from the group chat yesterday, and then Alpha and I kind of just came to the decision to just not put her back in and just like overall just remove her from Storm because she's the only underage person we've kept around, and honestly, this is also like the group is becoming more adult than I believe a 14-year-old can handle anyway. She just kind of flies off the handle at some things and gets upset over things and stuff like that, and it's just it doesn't seem to be a good thing anymore. So they can talk about the rest of
I want to continue on to that. So, like, um, she would have also, as Sarah said this, and the conversations actually get more adult. And I've asked her time and time again to take your headphones off, cover your ears, go do something while we talk about what we need to talk about, and then you can come back and put your headphones back on. But she doesn't do that because she wants to be a part of the conversation, which it kind of threw me off. Because I know any child in their right mind wouldn't want to be a part of an adult-oriented topic. And you can ask, Beast will tell you, Beast knows, that our conversations get wild.
it.
Sometimes I think worse than T&W.
Well, I mean, you stick a bunch of adults in a conversation together, it's either going to turn to murder, politics, or sex.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why we kind of kicked her out. And besides the fact that she's annoying. Now, I noticed she never really done that. Like, if it'd just be me and her in a Skype call, which there has been when we made videos, she would never really talk over me. So I think she
Because
does that to get my
right,
attention.
what
Yeah.
it's exactly what I do when I start throwing things at my camera or tapping things, except
Hmm.
I'm trying to get your attention.
Yeah. And I honestly feel like she bought into the whole father mother thing a little too seriously because it was just a running joke.
Okay.
But no. Now moving on from that. She I don't know if they're still together. As far as I know, they are. But she is in a relationship with a 19-year-old man. Now, Beast and Motor, how do you guys feel about that? And one at a time. We don't need any interruptions.
Well,
And beat go first.
well, how I feel about it, I'm a father, so I mean, of course, I don't like the idea of a young woman to date an older man. That's just a thing that's like that, like a comfortability level, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, Again, she's not even at the age of consent to be even dating anybody anyway, how I look at it, especially somebody who's over age. And the guy shouldn't even want to, and that says a lot about the dude too, because why would he be in a relationship with somebody who's 14?
Oh, I can answer that.
Just saying.
We'll get to that in a second. So, what's your opinion on it, Motor?
Me personally, from my viewpoint, is like I said before, she's 14 and he's 19. That's a little bit of a big gap.
5
I mean-
years, to be exact. It's a 5-year age gap. Now, in the state of Vermont, they have what's this technically called the Romeo-Juliet law. And it's pretty much with the exception of a 14-year-old can date somebody who's 18 because that's less than a 5-year age difference.
Right.
But
Yeah.
right exactly at 5 years is when it starts to become illegal.
Right. And again, it's not. I want to just kind of differentiate that we're not talking about 5 years being a difference, like as of like if you were like say over the age of 18, 5 years isn't a big difference. I mean, that's not what we're getting at here. We're getting at the fact of she's underage being 14 years old and he's over the age being 19 years old. That's what we're getting at here. And there's too big of an age gap because of the fact she's underage.
And then there's a gap that she's
just
still
wanna
a
come-
minor, and
Yeah.
yet he's considered legally an adult by law.
Right.
Yeah, by law. Well, no, it's not even legally. He is an adult.
Right.
I mean, he can
That's
buy
why-
cigarettes at his age, I believe. I know some states actually move their tobacco laws up to 21.
Yeah. I
Some
heard-
states.
But, and like I told him, Beast actually read the conversation. I said, in what world do you think it's okay to date a 14-year-old? In what world do you think it's okay to kiss a 14-year-old? It's not okay, by no means. And I do want to drift off topic here a little bit. If anybody thinks I'm making this video to get views, that's not even the case. I personally have a 15-year-old sister. I hate pedophiles. So we're just getting that out the way. But and I just proceeded something like, what do you? Because you can obviously tell he's a fucking pothead. If you look at his photos, you can tell. And his his Facebook banner, Facebook cover, is a fucking picture of like a shit ton of blunts. And I asked myself, well, what are you gonna do when you want to smoke but you can't because she's with you? You're just gonna do it anyways? Because that's child endangerment.
Yep.
He gets caught smoking pot around a 14-year-old girl. Not only will he go to jail for the marijuana charge, but he'll also get charged with being with a minor.
Mm-hmm.
So, and usually those sentences, depending on the state processing, it can be anywhere from 5 to 20 years in prison.
Yeah.
If you make it that long in prison.
It just makes me sick. And like, yeah, if you look at the dude, I don't know if you looked at his fucking profile, but he is not attractive by no means.
Well, another thing is, other than that factor, I just don't think people realize the severity of this, really, because, like, just to bring up something from my personal life, my uncle, when he was younger, he was 18 years old, and there was a girl he was dating who was 17, right?
Yeah.
Which is just one difference.
Yeah.
But at the time, they even put him in the newspaper, basically saying 18-year-old or Kentucky man dating a West Virginia girl. And it was like a big thing. It was in the newspaper and everything. And, that was back then. And today we're supposed to have more of an acceptance, yes. But, I mean, that just goes to show you that one age difference back then was a big deal. So, I mean, you can imagine what it is today, especially with all the, people like with the Catching the Predator, all these like cyber freaking stalkers and all this other bullcrap going on. I mean, it's just a bad time.
And if I remember watching an episode of How to Catch a Predator, there was a guy on there who was, I would say, about 19 or 20, who was going to meet a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And he got arrested right there on the spot. You know, the fact of the matter is, even if it's illegal in that state, the cops, they can do whatever they want.
Sagittary.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. You could
No
try to
matter
show
how
there's love or say there's feelings or whatever, but Sagittary. There's a reason that they're deemed too young to date people, because they're not at the mental capacity to be able to form, to know what the feelings are feeling right at that point.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's like, in Killer's case, she's what, 95 pounds? At the most?
At the most, I'd say. That's at
She
the
gets
most.
pregnant, it could possibly kill her. Because she is so small.
Right.
And we'll talk about the whole getting pregnant thing here in a second. But like we had mentioned in a previous video, again, talking about how Killer looks. She looks like a prepubescent 12-year-old Asian boy. She literally looks Asian, I'm not going to lie. We're going to throw Asian in there. But yeah. So, and you know, Tara was going to make the point, but she's currently busy at the moment. It's like, what interest would a person have to date somebody who looks like a 12-year-old boy that hasn't hit puberty? What interest would they have dating a 14? What do they have in common? What do any of these pedophiles have in common? The only thing I can think of is cartoons for most pedophiles. In this guy's case, he's somewhat alternative, not fully. Or at least he tries to act like alternative. He just looks like the mid-2000s emo grunge. But, no, it's like, if the only thing that they have in common is music, cool. You should be friends.
Right. Being friends is different.
I'm friends with somebody who... How old is Tiger, babe?
16.
16, yeah. I'm friends with somebody who's 16. But you don't see me preying on her. Half the time, I don't even talk to her. The only time I talk to her is when I'm really, like, kind of feeling down.
That's the thing. It's like there's a difference between friendship. I mean, that I have no those, I don't think anybody has a problem with people being friends with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an age preference for friendship. I mean, that's a totally different thing.
In the case of Roy, aka Shippo, 30-year-old being friends with a 14, that's no. He's 30, the person's 14. There should be no friendship or contact whatsoever between them two.
Well, yeah. I mean, but he's a known.
Yeah, he's a known pedophile, so, or predator.
Right.
Sorry, babe, predator.
Right.
But I mean, if you're, alright, so like you say, if you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, somewhere's in between there, being friends with somebody who is under the age of 18 is not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
Because, see, here's the thing, when, again, Tiger's 16, no, babe, I think she's 17 now. But, besides the point, when I met Tiger, she was 16. And the fact of the matter is she didn't look at me then other than a brother. She didn't look at me anything other than a brother. I was a brother to her. She was my little sister. I've always stood up for her. I'd always had her back. And see, that's not a big thing. Like, if somebody considers you a family member, ain't nothing wrong with that. But going back to her being annoying. I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't even know. I'm not gonna lie, Beast, off topic, but the back of your head looks like a damn pit bull. I take it as a compliment.
Anyway,
bro.
what were you gonna try and get me to comment on when I was talking to my sister?
Oh, I wasn't getting you. I was just re-saying what you were saying, what you said, and the second attempt that we tried to make this video.
Yeah.
But no, it's just It's really crazy. When she tries to argue. But go ahead and talk about your experiences, babe.
Alright, so I understand why she's doing this, because I was a teenage girl once too. That sounds awful, but
I was a teenage girl too.
I was a teenage girl once too. I
That's
was my
true.
mother. But uh but like I get it. Like I'm 21 and I haven't been single since I was 12.
Well,
Not for a split second. Actually, correction. I think the longest I've been single since I was 12 years old was 4 days. And that's because I was incredibly insecure. I did not care about myself whatsoever, and the fact that someone else cared about me made me feel better about myself. So I constantly hop between guy after guy after guy. I dumped them though because I'm a brutal person, and so I had this group of guy friends, and I'd hop from one guy, I'd dump him, go to the other one, dump him, go to the other one, dump that one, hop back to maybe the same one that I had started with, dump that one. It's just a never-ending circle until I got into a committed relationship. That's beside the point. I understand why she's doing this. She finds someone that is interested in her. It makes her feel good, so she immediately starts dating them, and then they realize that they're not what they wanted, or they don't have anything in common, or she's really clingy, or just whatever, and then they break up with her. She gets really upset. She makes a bunch of really dark posts on Instagram. She came in here crying, all upset and stuff like that. And then less than 4 or 5 days later, she's talking about going to a house party. She's talking about this guy that keeps sending her all these kissy faces and stuff like that, and how she's going to meet up with him. And who is Wayne, by the way, the 19-year-old, and I believe she's going to the house party with him. I believe it was last night or tonight. I don't remember. But it's that vicious cycle, and it's not healthy. It's not fun. It's not fun for anyone. It's not okay because once that wears off, and now all of a sudden you absolutely require someone just to be even the slightest bit happy, and you've burned all the bridges you can burn by either dumping people or having them break up with you, and that's when the real like hopelessness sets in, and how that's when people like her and like me, we either get so attached to one person that no matter what they do, they're like your knight in shining armor. They can freaking chuck you across a bridge, and you're still happy to follow along with them. Are you trying to interject, or are you waving?
oh, I like you're extremely attached to me, so there's that.
But you get in those situations, and that's how you end up in an abuseful situation, and that's how you end up getting extremely hurt. And I'm not talking about your emotions. I'm talking like actually legitimately injured, sexually assaulted, or something to that extent.
This is
keep
me
pushing
interjecting. To sum it up, the easiest way to put it so she doesn't have to completely go through is pretty much get the shit beaten out of you like my mom did.
Well, there's that. But like the reason why people keep going back to that, or the reason why people go back to like abusive relationships and stuff like that, is because they don't feel like anyone's going to want them because of the fact that they most likely did this hop around thing, only getting happiness and self satisfaction out of somebody else. The thing is, you have to love yourself in order to love somebody else. You have to. You can't hate yourself and expect someone else to love you. It doesn't work like that.
It does.
You literally just described my mom.
Do we have anything else?
Um, I'm trying to think here. Oh yeah, I actually do have an interjection, and this actually doesn't just pertain to Killer as well. It pertains to every person that we've met who is like that, that has been in our group. And I was the, how would I say this? I don't really want to call myself a keyboard warrior, but I was the defend all. Like usually you think this big fucker over here, you see where I'm pointing. But this big fucker over here, you think people would actually go to him to do it? No, apparently I'm the fucking muscle of the group. He's got the muscles. I am the muscle. But it's just, it almost seems like it was people endlessly using me to fight their own battles or tell their exes off. Amber did it, Lizzie did it, Killer did it, and I'm pretty sure there's probably other people that have done it that I don't remember.
I mean, you told my ex off.
Yeah.
You told a couple of them.
Yeah, well, they were also harassing you, and it was putting a strain on our relationship.
Yeah.
And you know, back to her saying the whole her past and how she is. Yet somehow she still stayed with me. I think I brought the light out in her. But you know, I obviously I've had that experience as well. With the whole bouncing from relationship to relationship. But I wasn't going to speak on that because I'm obviously not a female. I mean, you can tell by my goatee. So, but you know, I've been in that situation. I'm sure Motor's been in that situation, and I'm sure Beast has been in that situation. I think everyone really, honestly, at least in this generation and Beast generation, so like Beast generation and up, we've all been through that. And not even if it's not even just hopping around, but it's just like going from person to person because you keep getting hurt, and then
not to discredit the male teenageism. Teenageism, is that even a word? It's a word now. Male teenageism, or like the experience the three of you had. It's extraordinarily detrimental for a female to keep doing this.
Babe.
Yeah, because men don't hurt, right? We don't bleed.
That's not what I meant.
Well, I know exactly what she's meaning, but she has to understand that I'm not like these two. I have more of a female side to me than anything.
I get that. I was talking to the male population as a whole.
So being a female.
I'm trying to clarify.
Okay, let her clarify, Beast.
A lot of guys do it on purpose. They trophy hunt, is basically what I'm getting at. A lot of the guys, I'm not saying you three do. You three are all very nice, emotional men. It's fantastic to be around you all the time. But a lot of guys, a lot of fuckboys, which is what she's dating. Every single guy she's shown me that she's dating is a fuckboy. The definition. And they trophy hunt. What would a 19-year-old want from a 14-year-old? They want a naive girl so they can fuck them. That's exactly what they want. You all have dicks. You know I'm right.
Are you insinuating that just because I have a male member is that this is a bad thing? Is that what you're saying again?
No, Beast. Most 90% of your male population are trophy hunters. We are the 10%. Me, you, and Motor are the 10%. Well, I don't know about Motor, but me and you are the other 10% that are not.
I know. I am a hard time. I'm trying to put some video here. I think I accomplished my task.
Yeah, you were trying to add lightness.
All right, so I
was what I wanted to touch on. Hang on, I need to finish talking because I need to go make dinner. So that's what I wanted to touch on. Those are the points I wanted to bring. So if they want to keep talking, then they can. But this is
I
me.
want you to stay here real quick because I want your opinion on this. So she said she was, and I probably shouldn't be bringing this out, but she told us she was raped, right?
Yeah.
I wonder why. Think about it.
Okay, I don't victim blame. So, granted, okay, we don't actually know that's even true because of how much she's fucking lied to us. So I'm not even going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make no sense to me. I mean,
yeah,
I'm actually kind of trying to debunk that. I'm not really trying to victim blame.
Well, see, here's the thing is that, like, I don't want to touch it because of the fact of, well, here's the thing. I was raped, and it made me very skittish. I'm incredibly fucking skittish now. I'm very fucking nervous of new people. I don't like talking to people. I don't like any of it because it just makes me feel like they're going to come intrude my personal space and harm me in some kind of way because of what all the shit my ex has done to me because I was abused and I was raped. And the way she acts, either she had a really nice therapist or she magically got over it, or she's trying to compensate for that feeling of helplessness by trying to take control in a relationship. Regardless, what she's doing isn't healthy, whether she was raped or not. And we don't know if she was raped by a peer or by an adult or anything because honestly, we don't even know if that's true because of all the like blatant joking lies, just all the general things that she's literally just spewed. So the reason I'm not going to touch that with anything other than that is for that reason that talking about something we don't actually know is true or don't have proof of is just looks bad.
Well, you know me, babe. I like to challenge arguments, so.
Yeah, but it's just going to end up looking bad on us no matter what we do.
Yeah, that is true. It's a double-edged sword, man.
Well, all I want to say on this is just it really makes no sense to me. How can somebody be raped if they rarely ever go outside?
Again, we don't know if it was a family member or not, and that's the disturbing aspect of it.
Yeah.
We don't know how old she was. We don't know if that's why she doesn't go outside. We don't know if it was a family member or anything like that. I mean, her father's drunk every single time she goes over there.
Not just that happened. We're not insinuating that happened.
Oh no! I was not insinuating
Right,
that.
so,
But like I'm saying,
moving away from it seems
Hey,
like.
can I finish, please? You dragged me into this topic. You're gonna let me finish.
Okay.
I was not insinuating that her father did anything. I'm insinuating that if he's drunk, he's absent-minded and cannot pay attention to his child.
Right.
So he could have a friend over. She could leave. Any of those things are possible. I was not attempting to insinuate the father in any way, shape, or form.
No. I knew what you were going with. I just want to make it clear for the audience because they like.
But anyway, I have to go be an adult. So This is me signing out. I've said all I need to say. I'm taking my phone with me.
Have fun making dinner.
All right. So, the thing I'm trying to get at with the whole, if it is true, if it did happen, she should really honestly smarten up because she keeps going the way she does. It's going to end up happening again and again. She continues on this path, it's going to keep happening.
And it's never going to stop.
9 times out of 10, when a person is raped, it's by a person they trust.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a proven fact. Look at it. Look at different articles about it. Talk to police officers. They'll tell you the exact same thing. When it comes to a rape case, it's 9 times out of 10 because it comes from the person that they trusted. That's why I don't trust very easily. And yes, men rape is an actual thing. Men can get raped.
Yes.
Even by women, but mostly by other men.
No, they could be raped by women too.
Yeah, and I know that, but I'm saying the majority of your rape cases aren't really done by women. It's mainly done by gay men. I mean, shit, you look at half prison crimes, you look at it, it's fucking damn near all rape allegations. But besides the point, I think we pretty much covered it all. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, guys, this is Demented Caliber, S13 the Fidget Spinner Beast, and S13 Motor signing out.